The Galactic Council had existed for 17,000 cycles, a testament to the power of diplomacy over destruction. In all that time, no species had ever rejected their invitation. Until the humans. Esme stood on the observation deck of the diplomatic vessel Serenity's Promise, her fingers pressed against the transparent aluminum viewport. Beyond it, Earth hung like a blue jewel against the velvet darkness, swirling white clouds concealing the mysteries below. She had studied humanity for 3 cycles now, poring over every transmission, every cultural artifact they had broadcast into space. The more she learned, the more fascinated she became. "They're savages," Ambassador Krell muttered behind her, his 4 eyes blinking in succession. "Look at their history. Endless wars. They weaponize everything they touch." Esme turned to face the Xinthian ambassador. "They also create art that makes me weep. Music that transcends language. They send messages of peace into the cosmos even while fighting amongst themselves." "That's what concerns me," Krell replied, his mandibles clicking nervously. "A species so divided yet so curious. So violent yet so compassionate. They're unpredictable. The Council had been monitoring humanity since they split the atom, standard protocol for pre-warp civilizations. But Earth's progress had been concerning. They had gone from wooden ships to nuclear fusion in mere centuries, a blink of an eye in galactic terms. When humans finally achieved faster-than-light travel, the Council knew they had to act. Hence, the diplomatic mission. "Incoming transmission," Lottie announced from the communication station. The young human male had been their translator, plucked from a research station on Titan. He was supposed to make this easier. "It's from Earth's United Defense Command." Esme's hearts, both of them, beat faster. "Put it through." The holographic display shimmered to life, showing a stern-faced human woman in military uniform. "Diplomatic vessel Serenity's Promise. This is Admiral Chen of the UDC. Your presence in our solar system without authorization constitutes a potential threat. You have 12 hours to leave our space." "Admiral," Esme began carefully, "we come in peace. The Galactic Council wishes to welcome humanity." "We know who you are," Admiral Chen interrupted. "We've been listening to your subspace chatter for 2 years. We've decoded your languages, studied your politics. The Council doesn't welcome, it absorbs. It homogenizes. It controls," Krell pushed forward. "That's absurd. We offer protection, trade, knowledge. At what cost?" The Admiral's eyes were hard. "Membership in your council requires surrendering military sovereignty. It means accepting your laws, your judges, your enforcers. Earth has spent 10,000 years fighting for the right to govern ourselves. We're not about to surrender it to aliens who think they know what's best for us." Esme felt a chill run through her. The humans had done their homework. "Please, Admiral, at least allow us to present our case. Face-to-face negotiations. Isn't that the human way?" Admiral Chen was silent for a long moment. "You have 48 hours. We'll send coordinates for the meeting. Come unarmed. Come alone. And know this, we're watching every ship, every probe, every satellite in this system. One wrong move and we will respond." The transmission ended. "Arrogant primitives," Krell hissed. "The Council should have sent the enforcement fleet, not diplomats." Lottie spoke up quietly. "That's exactly what they're afraid of." 2 days later, Esme found herself in a conference room in Geneva, surrounded by humanity's finest minds and military leaders. Lottie sat beside her as both translator and cultural advisor, though his hands trembled slightly. The negotiations went poorly from the start. Every benefit Esme offered, the humans found fault with. Galactic trade networks? What happens to Earth's economy when we're flooded with cheaper alien goods? Advanced medical technology? At the cost of our own research and development? Protection from hostile species? We've handled threats before. We'll handle them again. "You don't understand," Esme finally said, frustration creeping into her voice. "The galaxy is dangerous. There are species that would see Earth as nothing more than resources to be harvested. The Council maintains peace through collective security." "Peace through subjugation," Admiral Chen countered. "We've read your charter. Member species can't maintain military forces beyond system defense, can't engage in independent diplomacy, can't refuse Council arbitration. That's not membership. That's colonization with better marketing. It's survival." Esme stood, her hands slamming on the table. "Do you know what happened to the last species that refused Council protection?" "The Draviks found them, 30 billion souls. Gone in a month. The room fell silent. Then help us prepare, a human scientist said softly. Share defensive technology. Teach us what we need to know. But let us remain free. Krell's laugh was bitter. The Council doesn't negotiate with individual species. You join, or you're on your own. Then I guess we're on our own, Admiral Chen said. The diplomatic mission was declared a failure. As Serenity's promise prepared to leave the Sol system, Esme stood once more at the viewport, staring at Earth with a mixture of admiration and fear. They're doomed, Krell said. When the Draviks come, and they will come, humanity will be slaughtered. But Lottie shook his head, a strange smile on his face. You don't know us very well, do you? 3 months later, the Draviks did come. They arrived with a war fleet of 300 ships, expecting an easy conquest. What they found instead shocked the entire galaxy. Earth's Titan-class warship Indomitable emerged from Jupiter's shadow like a leviathan. It was massive, 5 kilometers of human engineering and fury. But it wasn't alone. Humanity had built 12 Titans in secret, each one a fortress capable of independent operation. The battle lasted 6 hours. When it ended, the Dravik's fleet was scattered. Not destroyed. The humans had been careful to disable rather than kill when possible, but utterly defeated. Esme watched the battle footage in disbelief. How? They're barely 50 years into space travel. Lottie's smile was proud. You offered us protection. But humans don't really do protection. We do defiance. We've been preparing for this since we looked up at the stars and realized we weren't alone. You thought we were divided? No, we were focused. The footage showed the Indomitable pursuing the last Dravik ships, broadcasting a message in 17 languages. Earth is protected. We seek peace, but we will not surrender our freedom for it. Any species that respects our sovereignty is welcome. Any species that threatens it will learn why humans survived 10,000 years of trying to kill each other. Krell stared at the screen, his skin pale. The balance, the entire galactic order, was built on fear, Esme finished quietly. And now there's someone new to be afraid of. She looked at Lottie, this young human who had seemed so harmless. What happens now? He shrugged. Now? Now humanity does what it's always done. We explore, we learn, we grow. And if anyone, Council, Draviks, or anyone else tries to stop us, his eyes held a steel she hadn't seen before. They'll learn that humans are very good at one thing above all others. What's that? Winning wars we're supposed to lose. As Serenity's promise limped away from Sol system, Esme realized the galaxy would never be the same. Humanity hadn't just rejected the Council, they'd proven they didn't need it. And that terrified her more than anything, because now everyone would be watching Earth, some with admiration, some with fear, and some inevitably with ambition. The age of human dominance hadn't begun with diplomacy. It had begun with a Titan,